Today, let's talk about what to do when your provider says no. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to say it. It doesn't usually make my children, my husband, or any of you happy when I say no. When I say no, it doesn't always mean never. Sometimes it just means not now. It's hard for me to say no. I recently went to a lecture. This world renowned dermatologist said, "What's the hardest word in the English language for people to say?" No. It's very difficult. I am a people pleaser. I am here to help you all. You know, I love you, but at times I have to say no. And let's go back to my favorite saying, why do I have to say no? We're practicing medicine. So I frequently will tell people, yeah, I could do that for you, but it's not going to give you the result that you want, or it's not safe for you. And I'm not in the business of making money. I am in the business of practicing medicine. So for me, if you have a aesthetic goal that's maybe out of reach, or you can get carried away with things, where your tissue can't actually support the amount of filler that you want. Or maybe you're pregnant or you're breastfeeding. And I know, trust me, I've had 3 kids. I know it is, I always say it's like being an incubator for a tiny little person. And I love these people. But at that point, I can't even have ibuprofen or a glass of wine. So it's rough. And you can't have Botox and you can't have filler when you're breastfeeding and when you're pregnant. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So why? Because they don't like to study pregnant women, believe it or not. They don't love to have them ingest things that they don't know how they'll affect them. So if we don't know how something's going to affect you, they give drugs a different classification, and then we just don't like to take that chance. Maybe someday in the future, they'll come up with a better way of doing things, but right now that's where we sit with that. Frequently, my patients will come in, not frequently, occasionally, with unrealistic goals, whether they've had some lip filler that maybe migrated out. And what does that mean? It means it moves over time. That can be for various reasons. It pains my soul when I hear people specifically blame other injectors for filler migration. Because honestly, if you've had lip filler for 3, 5, 10 years, you use your mouth to eat, drink, talk, all of these things every day, all day long. If I put a hyaluronic acid filler in that muscle and that muscle moves this much, and I know how much my mouth moves throughout the day, what do we think over 5 years' time? Is it gonna move? Yes. The best place filler, you could have been to the best doctor in the world. You did everything perfectly. In 3 to 5 years, it's probably gonna move. And at that point, if we see that, I'm gonna tell you we need to dissolve it and start over. And it's a pain. It's a pain for you, and I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. So we have to dissolve it. You have to wait a few weeks. We bring you back, and then we can refill. And that's just gonna look better. It's like when you box dye your hair and you go to the salon and your hairstylist yells at you and she has to do all these other steps first before, otherwise your hair will fall out. That's how we feel, okay? Same thing with tear trough filler. Sometimes my patients will come in and they want their under eyes done, and maybe they don't need their under eyes done. We do a full face assessment at Splendore. So I'm looking at every area of your face, and I know where we lose bone, and I know where we lose fat pads, and I know where those ligaments start to drag. That's my job to know. And I discuss that with you, but you have to work with me too. And sometimes people are just adamant, like, no, I have to have the tear trough filler. Well, if you have some other underlying anatomy, that might make you a bad candidate. Or if you don't want to get another area of your face treated first that really supports those tear troughs, then that might make you a bad candidate. Not everyone's a great candidate for everything. And that's good. And your provider should always be willing to tell you that. I get scared when I hear about people who are willing to put filler anywhere for paying customers, because we're practicing medicine. So I will always tell you no. Same thing with lip filler. If you're on your 4th syringe in a year and you had itty bitty little baby lips, I'm gonna put you on my filler ban list. I got this from a great injector that I trained with, Erica Berry. She's one of the top injectors in the world. She's a trainer for both of the national drug companies, Allergan, Gain, She trains people all over the world. She has a filler ban list. So you're still my client. I still love you dearly. You're still my patient. You go on the filler ban list. You need at least a few months for those bad boys to go down. You need at least 6 months without some filler. You're going to go on that list and I'm going to tell you no. And I'm going to tell you no out of love and out of concern for your well-being and practicing ethical medicine. And you're going to be mad, but you're going to get over it and you're going to love me too. Because then when you're ready for some more filler, you're going to look normal. You're going to look natural. You're going to look beautiful. And it's going to be best for you and your body, and we're not going to have those complications we could otherwise have. So just know, no matter where you go, who you see, have that conversation with them. It's a team effort, yes, but your provider needs to steer you in the right direction. And just because they say no, like I always tell my teenage daughter, I still love you. I'm still your provider. You're still my patient, and you're going to thank me eventually. So, okay?